full house of over 57,000 fans was fired up when the AFC East champion Colts waged a furious postseason battle with the Tennessee Titans.
Play our game now. Play our game all the way. Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win.
Trailing 19-9 late in the fourth period, the Colts were down, but far from out.
Come on, Colts! Let's go!
Offset eye to the left. They hand it to Eddie George. He lost the ball! Picked up by the Colts. There's your turnover. Now let's go get him.
But despite Peyton Manning's touchdown with 1:51 left in the game, Indianapolis lost to the eventual conference champions. Still, fighting until the final gun typified a team that produced the best one-season turnaround in NFL history. The 1999 Colts tied a franchise record by posting 13 victories.
Hey! Have a great day today, man! Let's get it! 1, 2, 3, go!
One of the youngest squads in the NFL was also one of the scrappiest. Hustle and hunger ignited an 11-game winning streak. And once these exciting Colts gained momentum, they made an all-out burst to first.
Keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. Finish everything.
My goodness, what a great catch! He's got it! What a catch! Touchdown! And he's got running room. He is breaking down the open. He may go. At the 5, spins to the 2, to the 1, touchdown! Oh, what a play by Terrence Wilkins! Dilker's got it to 5, turns it upfield, got to the pylon, touchdown!
That's some real desire there.
This is the NFL. It's a dogfight every week. But we're winning the dogfights. We're winning the dogfights.
The Colts are gonna win it! The Colts are gonna win it! The Colts win! Wow! Wow! The Colts have won it! The Colts have won the AFC East for the first time in 12 years.
From the very first week of the 1999 season, it was evident that year 2 of the Jim Irsay, Bill Polian regime would be a banner year indeed. Behind Irsay's leadership, the Colts are established as NFL contenders, and in 12 seasons as an NFL executive, Polian has created 7 playoff teams.
It's a great game, however you slice it. Hope we play well.
The front office has entrusted the game plan for success to head coach Jim Mora, and on opening day versus Buffalo, that plan was executed with precision.
Fakes to Edgerrin, drops the throw, fires one over the middle, caught, touchdown! Touchdown! It is Marvin Harrison! As time throws to the sideline, picked up! Tony Blevin!
Tony Blevin's 74-yard interception return put the exclamation point on a 31-14 triumph that got the season off to a rousing start.
He's at the 10, he's at the 5, touchdown! Tony Blevin! What a play!
The following week in New England, 3 Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison scoring strikes keyed a 21-point halftime advantage. But in the fourth quarter, the Colts lost the handle on victory. The 31-28 loss marked the Colts' 10th straight road defeat. But the next week in San Diego, they would finally end that slump with a come-from-behind triumph. Peyton Manning accounted for 3 touchdowns en route to a 27-19 win that was preserved by the defense. This unit refused to relinquish the lead as Tyrone Poole secured a game-saving interception.
Steps up, looks, here comes the pressure on him. Jimmy's hit as he throws it deep, and is picked off by the Colts. Colts win it as the clock goes to 0-0. The Colts end a 10-game losing streak on the road and beat San Diego 27-19.
Hell of a job. It shows you what you can do. You battle every play. You never get down. You keep fighting. We got it.
Throughout 1999, second-year pro Peyton Manning was at the forefront of that fight. as he established himself as one of the finest quarterbacks in the NFL. Manning's consistent development embodies the progress of a rapidly improving Colts team. The Pro Bowl's leading vote recipient led the AFC with 4,135 passing yards and 26 touchdowns, while directing a Colt offense that stood atop the conference in scoring. This productivity began up front with offensive linemen like center Larry Moore, number 50, guard Steve McKinney, and left tackle Tariq Glenn, number 78. Jamie Wilson, Jason Johnson, and Jeff Saturday added depth to this group. Waverly Jackson, number 74, and Adam Meadows, number 73, safeguarded the right side of a line that in 1999 surrendered the fewest sacks in the NFL. Manning threw to a talented array of targets, including wide receivers Jerome Pathan and E.G. Green, number 84. The Colts also possessed a productive tight end tandem in Ken Dilger, number 85, and Marcus Pollard, number 81. First-round draft choice Edgerrin James was a threat out of the backfield, catching 62 passes to lead all AFC running backs. Surprising free agent Terrence Wilkins contributed over 2,000 total yards, only the seventh rookie in NFL history to do so. But Manning's number one target was fourth-year wide receiver Marvin Harrison. This Pro Bowler hauled in a franchise record 115 passes as he and Manning put on a season-long performance of aerial skill. Both cunning and quick, in tight quarters, Harrison could outwit the craftiest of safeties. And in the open field, he outran the speediest of corners. With a league-leading 1,663 yards and 12 touchdowns, Marvin Harrison had a magical 1999. There is only one way to be the best in the NFL, and that is to beat the best. In Week 4, the resurgent Colts were ready to fight for the top spot in the AFC East. The Colts claimed an early advantage, leaping out in front 17-9.
Sets, looks, fires it deep down the sideline, intended for Harrison. He's got a touchdown! Looks, rolls to the right side. He's on the run, fires into the back of the end zone. Touchdown! Pollard! Marcus Pollard with a great catch!
In the fourth quarter, after Miami cut the lead to 2, return man Terrence Wilkins retaliated by taking the ensuing kickoff 97 yards for a touchdown. This burst put the Colts on top 24-15, but the festive mood turned sour in the game's final moments, as Dan Marino and the Dolphins came back to win 34-31. A stinging defeat like this can crush the spirit of a young team, but these 99 Colts dug deep to find the resolve that would make them champions. Week 5 at the Meadowlands saw the Colts take on the Jets in a hard-fought battle that proved Indianapolis could out-muscle a tough opponent. In a close fight for inches, the offense claimed every possible yard. Ultimately, it was defense that sealed the 16-13 victory. as Jeff Burris stole away New York's final comeback attempt. The Colts were just getting started on an 11-game streak that demonstrated that they could win at the wire and that they could win going away like they did the following week versus Cincinnati.
Fake to Edgerrin. Look, he's got Harrison wide open. Marvin's got it to 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
A 31-10 win over the Bengals gave coach Jim Mora his 100th career victory. Week 7 brought a carnival-like atmosphere to Indianapolis when the Dallas Cowboys came to town. But come game time, the Colts got serious as the defense turned the Cowboy backfield into a 5-sack circus.
Sets up, look, he's being hit by Bresky, but now the ball is loose. The Colts are batting it toward the goal line. It is bouncing around, bouncing high in the air. The Colts have got it, rumbling the end zone. Did he get it? I don't know. Chad Bresky is at the goal line. The Colts have the ball.
The Colts erased a 14-point deficit en route to a 34-24 victory.
Wide open, he's got it. Touchdown, Marvin Harrison.
In Week 10, the 5-2 Colts returned to the Meadowlands seeking to secure first place in the AFC East. Edgerrin James buried the Giants with 180 yards of total offense as the Colts overwhelmed New York 27-19. The Colts dominated their NFC East opposition, going 4-0 in interconference battles. Every facet of the team contributed to the victory streak. Against the Giants, special teams earned the spotlight as Terrence Wilkins returned this punt for a touchdown. The 1999 Colts displayed the determination to win the close contest with 6 fourth-quarter comeback victories. This was thanks in large part to place kicker Mike Vanderjagt, number 12. The NFL's leading scorer connected on 26 consecutive field goals, including this game winner versus Cleveland that rounded out a franchise record-tying 11-game win streak. A team that had won only 3 games in 1998 secured its 13th victory of 1999, a 10-game turnaround never before seen in the NFL.
Would you rather be than right here, right now, baby? This is it. Right here, right now. Let's go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
While it was the offense that garnered the headlines in 1999, a much improved defense provided the fine print to the Colts' success. Tenacious and unyielding, the swarming unit allowed only a single 100-yard rusher all season. Among the spirited defenders was rookie linebacker Mike Peterson, number 52. The second-round selection showed promise as a pass rusher. In his 8th season, defensive back Jason Belser, number 29, solidified his position as the team's designated hitter. Veteran defensive tackle Ellis Johnson, number 62, was the middleman on a defensive line capable of overpowering the opposition. Bernard Whittington, Mark Thomas, Larry Chester, and Chad Bradsky, number 92, added punch to a potent pass rush. The free agent acquisition of Bradsky added a persistent whirlwind of energy who never tired of pursuing the quarterback. Bradsky made himself at home in Indianapolis, recording 12 sacks, 3rd best in the AFC. He teamed with fellow first-year Colts Chad Cota and Cornelius Bennett to add veteran savvy to the defense. Bennett was brought to Indianapolis with a wealth of winning experience garnered from starring on 5 Super Bowl teams. The 13-year pro was still sharp enough to lead the Colts in tackles while spearheading a revitalized defense. In signing Bennett, the Colts front office added experience. In signing first-round draft pick Edgerrin James, they added explosiveness. This newcomer is 1 part Sayers, 1 part Sanders, and 1 part Sampson. A combination that in 1999 earned him more rushing yards than any player in pro football. Most tacklers who came at him couldn't catch him, and those who could catch him couldn't corral him. At times, James carried the offense, and at times he carried the opposition. James compiled over 2,100 yards of total offense, the second most productive rookie season in NFL history. As a receiver, his after-the-catch antics made him a versatile weapon in the Colts' arsenal. With 17 total touchdowns, this Pro Bowl starter justified his selection as the 4th pick in the 1999 draft and established himself as a crowd favorite in Indianapolis. Against Philadelphia in Week 11, the NFL's Rookie of the Year displayed his ability to dominate a game.
They give us to Edgerrin. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. He may go. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Edgerrin James.
James accounted for 199 total yards and 3 touchdowns in leading the Colts to their highest scoring output of the season in a 44-10 victory.
Manning drops straight back, has good protection, sets up, look, fires one downfield, touchdown. Nice catch by Edgerrin James.
In one season of work, Edgerrin James has proved himself to be one of the brightest young stars in the NFL. One of the NFL's most closely contested games of 1999 went down to a photo finish in Miami.
Let's go, 60 minutes, all right? Let's finish this thing off. Finish on 3. 1, 2, 3, finish!
Midway through the first quarter, Indianapolis scored 2 touchdowns within a 23-second span.
Manning gives it Edgerrin, turns the corner at the 40, looks for a block, down to the 35, down to the 30, down to the 25, brings it back into the 20, down to the 15, down to the 10, down to the 5, touchdown! Edgerrin James!
Keep it going. Keep it on. I'll keep it going, man. Keep it going.
Takes the snap, gives it off to J.J. Johnson. He tries to squeeze out some hole and running room, and Jeff Burris knocks him down, but not until he come out to the 25-yard line. The Colts have got the football. They're running it into the end zone. He gets to the end zone. Let's see. Touchdown, Colts. They're going to give it to him. Chad Coleman.
What was shaping up as a romp became a bruising battle. Although the Colts would lose a 14-point advantage, they never lost their confidence.
They had stopped us in 2 games, all right? We're stopping ourselves, all right? All 60 minutes, let's go.
With 32 seconds remaining and the score knotted at 34 apiece, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison set the stage for Mike Vanderjagt's most dramatic field goal attempt of the season.
All right, Vanderjagt will try 52 yards. This is a pretty tough kick here, folks. See Walsh waiting for the snap. It's there, it's down. Vanderjagt's kick is on the way. It's on target. It is good! The Colts win! Wow! Wow! The Colts have won it 37-34!
In earning their first win in Miami since 1995, the Colts notched their 8th straight victory. They left Florida with a 2-game lead in the AFC East. 2 weeks later, the city of Indianapolis was chomping at the bit for the hometown team to clinch the division title.
Beast of the East, AFC Champions, baby. Today we get crowned, baby. Beast of the East. Indianapolis Colts, 1999 AFC East Champions. Starts today.
On top 3! 1, 2, 3, go!
The Colts scored first, but would have to fight their way back from a 13-10 halftime deficit.
Fires it down the sideline, intended for Edgerrin. He's got it! What a catch! Touchdown!
Colts secured a comeback and a championship with a pair of fourth-quarter touchdowns.
Peyton fakes to Edgerrin, looks, flops it in the end zone. Touchdown, Gilger!
With 5:57 left to play, Edgerrin James provided the clinching score in a 24-21 triumph.
Second back, Edgerrin James puts his head down, keeps on driving. Touchdown! Edgerrin James into the end zone. The Colts are going to the playoffs as division champions. The Colts have won the AFC East for the first time in 12 years. The Colts are coming off the bench. AFC Eastern Division champions for the first time since 1987.
Fabulous job, fellas. I mean, fabulous.
The Colts' 7-1 home record was their best since moving to Indianapolis. They sold out every home game for the first time since 1985. After beating Washington, the team came out to thank the fans for their support during an unforgettable season. It was a year that saw a young team draw on a wealth of talent and an abundance of determination to enjoy a sensational run to the playoffs. The Colts' full throttle burst to first ensured that 1999 will stand as one of the finest seasons in franchise history.